do I do this?
Record, hold it out.
Like this?
Yeah, so you can see.
Like this?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. We're taking a video for Andy's vlog, so everyone just be hype in the background and I'm gonna record you, okay? Cool. Happy first day of med school. All right, NC.
Amazing.
There you go.
She did good. You did good.
I tried my best, people.
Hey, she's a YouTuber, right? She's a
not
vlogger.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
I've been there one too many times. Don't think I've ever been right, but I'll take my chances on you. Lose all face if I have to. I don't have much to lose, but I'm still scared of you refusing. So instead of stars, I've been wishing on you. Astrology can have your mood. There's a moment I could get lost in you. Come on over, I'll make room for two. Instead of stars, I've been wishing on you. Astrology can have your mood.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Andy, and I have been going to medical school for 1 week now. And we just finished up. It's Friday, and well, I have some thoughts, and all of them are actually really good. This is kind of funny because I'm going back to my roots of like my first videos where I'm just sitting here talking and explaining things to a camera. So bear with me. Hopefully I got better at this. So unlike a lot of other schools around the country, we actually started in person. And at first I was a little apprehensive about it, and with good reason. But once we got there, there were a bunch of safety measures being taken that made us all feel really comfortable and safe. And not just that, after seeing everybody start online, I think it really made me realize that being in person, having that in-person instruction and learning environment is such a blessing, and that we take it for granted so often. And that is like a big thing that I picked up from this past week. So in our lecture hall, well, we have a class of around 240-ish people. So the 200 of us are split up into two big lecture halls, and each of these lecture halls can hold like upwards of 200 to 230 people in them. So having about like 98 or 100 people split up into those two rooms gives plenty of space for social distancing. They mandated all of us to wear masks inside the building, and we were all, briefed on it. Everything was safe, and we like greatly appreciated that they took that into consideration, so that we're not sacrificing, our in-person and those interpersonal relationships for the sake of just starting in the midst of this wildness. So a lot of this video, you may not see a lot of what was going on, because I do realize, and they talked about it a lot, was that as a medical student and starting, there is a certain level of professionalism that you need to keep, and I fully understand that. This is the first time you're seeing me in nicer clothes, something other than a t-shirt, because we've been in business casual all week long since we don't have our white coat. With that being said, a lot of this week was kind of testing waters in a way. And I don't want to use the term seeing how much I could get away with, but I have to respect what I can film, what I cannot film, and of course, if they tell me put away, I'm more than happy to. And also not just that, but when I should be fully in tune to whatever they're teaching, and not having my mind focused on, getting the shot, even though like the photography and videography guy in me is just like, do anything for the shot. I acknowledge that this is a very professional environment, and we have to keep that standard. So, in these coming videos, of course, I'm kind of in discussion with different faculty and also the people around me to see if they are comfortable in being featured in videos. So, it may look different, it may look kind of shaky in some places, maybe not the standard that you're used to seeing in terms of the cinematic side, but I'm going to do my best to try to show you what med school is really like, while maintaining that level of professionalism that is called upon me as a medical student now. And so one of the exciting parts of this week was just simply meeting people. Like, everyone comes from all different backgrounds, cultures, different paths to get here. You know, there are people that are married and have a kid, and then there's people like me that's just 20 years old coming fresh out of college. Either that or they've had like full careers as EMTs or something before coming, and it's just really cool seeing what everybody on the team brings to the table. We didn't have any formal socials like, you know, the typical years past due to obvious reasons. So there were a few meetings on Microsoft Teams, but you know, obviously as we are starting in person and I've gone through some of these lectures, we have breaks. There are times that we can kind of turn around, talk to each other, and it's kind of weird because we are separated into the two different lecture halls. So it's like I'm doing a good job meeting my 100 people or so, but there's a whole nother 100 people in the other hall that like I haven't met like any of them. So it's a really weird feeling of not really having the best chance to meet everyone, but I think we're making the best of it. Everyone is super, outgoing and willing to just say hi, nice to meet you, where you're from and everything. So it's been really nice. And funny enough, at this point, a lot of people in my class already know that I make these videos to YouTube, and I mean, some of them have already been featured in them. There's a few videos I'll link up here right now that they've already been in, and surprisingly, they're super supportive of what I've been doing. They've been reaching out to me and helping out in different projects and using their talents, whether it be drawing, acting, their research experience, to be able to really push these videos to be the best that they can be and the most informative for you guys as possible. And it's been really cool to use this platform and this project that I'm doing to kind of almost create a sense of unity within our class. And I've been able to offer these videos and these platforms as a way to share other people's stories. I don't want this all to be me. I want these my friends, my peers in this class to really be able to share their stories and document them here as well, because they have incredible things to say and incredible experiences that you need to hear as well. So besides kind of the social aspect aside, a lot of what we've been doing in the mornings is these kind of intro orientation type lectures, and some of them were the like random here are the student resources, here's, who to contact and all that. But some of them actually ended up being really good. So a lot of the lectures that we've had this week, instead of focusing on the like hard, detailed science, which of course we'll get to, but a lot of it was focusing on the broader spectrum picture of why you're a medical student and why you want to become a physician. So one of the first lectures we had, the doctor came up and told us to get out a sheet of paper and write our name down. And then he said, okay, now slowly write MD after your name. And then look at that for just a minute or two. And I think it really, nails home the point that that's what you're working towards, and that, one day your signature will have MD next to it, and you need to take this very seriously. And then a lot of it was, again, on professionalism and realizing that this journey is a lifelong commitment to not just learning, but service in your community. Then we had a really cool COVID brief because, sign of the times, but it was through one of our heads of infectious disease at the medical college. And so it was super detailed, and it gave us like really state-of-the-art information about upcoming treatments, and we were able to ask questions about those topics, such as treatments that are going on in the line, or to clear up any misunderstandings or myths that go around on social media. And to have that person there that we could ask those questions and get the answers to was something really cool that I don't think we would have able to have gotten if we weren't medical students. Then we talked about some curriculum stuff for our pre-clerkship years, the kind of the 18 months, kind of explaining what these next few months are going to look like. And I'm not going to explain the curriculum that much we are kind of a guinea pig year. They just switched it up on us, and we're the first class to go through this new established curriculum. If you want to see more about that, go to MCG's official EDU website. I'm not going to explain it here, but it is really cool. That's all I'm going to say. Then there were simulated patient and physician case scenarios where the doctor would kind of go up there and there would be an M2 or somebody playing as the patient, and the focus was a lot on patient-physician communication. And then they ran through different scenarios of, obviously, don't say this, don't act like this. But then on the other side, they presented a good way to do things. So it was really showing us how to organize both your thought process and the questions that you ask the patient to be able to get a diagnosis or bring yourself to the best case to make a diagnosis. And one of the cool things that I just remember was somebody was playing with malaria, and the doctor asked the patient, okay, so when did this occur? And the patient answered, all the symptoms started up, spiked, got really bad for a few days, and then would leave, and then would come back after like 5 to 7 days in the same fashion. And that was a indication of a parasite, because it means whatever was happening is going through a cyclic lifestyle. And I was like, whoa, that's something that I would have never thought to ask. And it's just little things like that, super fascinating, really, really cool. And I'm so excited to learn more about that kind of stuff. So we had also a lecture about medical ethics and kind of discussing our responsibilities as leaders in our community and as future physicians, being patient advocates on socioeconomic, racial, and social justice fronts. And those are very new concepts, and I'm so glad that they were able to introduce that to our class, because I think there are a lot of things systemically that we can do and change as the next generation coming in. And then finally, we got to meet our small groups. We have 2 small groups, our case-based learning group, or CBLs, and our patient-centered learning groups, which are PCLs. So this week we got to meet our preceptors, who are faculty that kind of are our team leaders and kind of mentoring us through the process. Our case-based learning groups are about 4 to 8 people, and we kind of go through actual patient cases that come through the system as learning experiences. We go over it every Monday, and then we work through it all through the week, try to come up with a diagnosis and plan for treatment, and then we go over the case with everybody in the room every Friday. And then our patient-centered learning group is kind of our clinical skills. So we got a tour of our simulation labs, our patient exam rooms, which it was basically a section on the medical building in the 3rd floor that was just like a simulated hospital ward. It was super cool. But we got to meet our preceptor, who was going to teach us all these clinical skills, as simple as how to properly wash your hands and put on gowns and stuff, all the way up to performing a physical exam. And so all of that will be coming. All the groups that we were in, at least for me personally, we got really tight really quick, and I'm so looking forward to working with them. They're amazing people, and just absolute fountains of information and experiences. And I love that cooperative priority that our med school curriculum places. So a lot of this week was just learning how to time manage, experiment on how to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and then finally just learning how to enjoy the process, because I speak for myself as well as all my peers and fellow M1s, both at this university and others across the country, that this is an experience that you are going to remember for the rest of your life. So enjoy it, soak it in, learn from others, and just take advantage of the position you're in. I'm so excited to begin. Hard classes start next week. There's tons of reading and stuff I gotta do, and just things to wrap up this week. But please subscribe and like these videos if you enjoyed, and also feel free to share these videos with your friends and family. I hope they give you a good insight as to what to expect in med school, or kind of give you an image of what med school is like from the inside out. But I got some studying to do, so I'll catch you guys later. Stay subscribed, keep on the lookout for new video projects because they will be coming, and deuces.